Hello and welcome to this screencast, which is going to go through your EPQ presentation and just offer you some guidance using the booklet that you have as well at the start of the year. So this slide now, this part of this PowerPoint is literally going to show you what is from the specification, what is expected of you with regards to the specification. So you must produce an evaluation of your project, okay? So assessing your project, advantages, disadvantages, etc. This is dealt with under assessment objective 4, which is a reflection. So part of this involves you to do this presentation, which I've given you guidance on now. So you have to now reflect on your overall project that you conducted. So upon completion of the project, the learner should prepare and deliver a presentation for an audience. The presentation should be a succinct summary of the main features and an evaluation of the project. Learners should be prepared to answer questions from the audience after the presentation. This is from the specification, therefore this is what is going to happen. I'm now going to break down what is expected of you from each kind of section, each point, to give you as much help as possible with regards to the presentation. So first of all, just an overview. Okay, so your presentation is a really good opportunity for you to speak about your individual project. You guys are the expert. The people you are going to be speaking to will know nothing about your project. Therefore, this is a really important, not really important, it's a really fantastic opportunity for you guys to really show off actually about the work that you've conducted, because the work that you would have produced over the past couple of months would have been in great detail, and it's going to be very good as well, and you are going to know a lot about this. So it's really, I honestly feel this is a fantastic opportunity for you to show off what you have learned and to show that you have this knowledge of this project that you have conducted. So you'll need a PowerPoint presentation, and you'll also need to have a handout as well. Ensure that both your handout and your PowerPoint are eye-catching to draw in the listener or the person who's watching your presentation. Your handout is a visual aid for your presentation. Okay, so make sure you have definitions on it, pictures, graphs, charts, whatever you need that is a really good visual kind of representation of what you've found out. Then you can refer to it during your presentation. Okay, so the presentation itself, it's going to last for approximately 10 minutes, okay, or you'll have to talk for 10 minutes and do your presentation. You'll then have 5 minutes for questioning at the end. Your PowerPoint needs to be about 5 to 7 slides long, and I'm going to go through what is expected on each slide so you really know what you need to do. So slide 1 will just be the title slide, okay, so the title of your EPQ project. Slide 2, describe what you focused on for your project, what your project is actually about. Slide 3, you'll explain why you chose to do this project, what were your reasons for doing this, a keen interest in something, something that you have figured out may not actually have an answer, therefore you've hypothesized something, just something that interests you, I would assume. Slide 4, for dissertations and investigations, look at the research area of the overall debate, i.e. the arguments for and against, briefly explained, and what conclusions you reached. For artifacts and performances, explain what you were trying to achieve. You could summarise the production process. Did the project fulfil the design brief or the original idea that you actually had? So for slide 5, how did you go from your initial idea to your question and then your project? So how did you finally come up with that very individual specific question? You may have started with a broad question and you may have realised, okay, this is too broad, it would take too much research to look at all of these aspects, therefore I'm going to narrow it down so that it's very specific, so I know exactly what I need to speak about. How did you start your project? Where did you look first of all? What did you research first of all? What was your initial research? You could look at what academic books or organisations you looked at first, whose ideas inspired you, what did you find interesting, why did you find it interesting, why did you decide to choose what you chose to do. As I said, really, really, really don't see this presentation as an anxious kind of presentation or something that is you'd hate to do. You have to go into this presentation, you have to design this presentation as a fantastic opportunity for you to show off your skills and to show how you really enjoyed doing this how you really enjoyed doing this project, and how much you learned from doing this project, because all of you would have learned a lot from doing this project. So slide 6 is going to be your conclusion. Okay, what has been the outcome of your project? What have you learned from actually conducting your project? What difficulties did you face? How did you overcome them? I.e., something as simple as getting a variety of different research. Okay, so articles, journals, newspapers, you may have found that difficult. What would you do differently next time? Surely it's going to be something you thought, you know what, if I did this again, I would do this, or I wouldn't do that this time, I'll do this instead. What would you research or work on next? This is the further recommendations that I spoke about with regards to your project. This is what is their scope from what you have found out. You may have thought, you know what, now that I found this out, it'd be really good or really useful to research this. That's really important to get into your presentation as well. So this is just now advice on actually delivering the presentation, so how you conduct yourself. So remember to say hello and smile. I know this is going to be an anxious situation for some of you. Just so you know, presentations on the whole are pretty much an anxious situation for most people. Even professionals that go onto a stage regularly in front of thousands of people will still become anxious, okay? So you are not alone in that. Just remember to say hello and smile. Take a deep breath if you have to. Put your PowerPoint on a memory stick and email it to yourself, or you can have it in Office 365. Have pictures, graphs on every slide and make it visually stimulating. Don't have a plain white background. Use the design features in PowerPoint and visually pleasing slides. Don't have lots of text on your slides, okay? So bullet point the key information and then you yourself will explain what you are going to be talking about. The bullet points are there just as a memory hook for you to think, okay, so now I'm going to speak about this section of my work. I'm going to speak about this, this, and this. Take notes with you to act as a guide, but don't read from them. And don't read from your PowerPoint. So you don't really want to be facing your PowerPoint screen. You want to be facing the audience. Of course, you can look at the PowerPoint just to compose yourself, just to see which point you're on. But then as soon as you realise where you are, turn back to the audience and then elaborate, actually speak to the audience. Or just look at your cue cards, look back up again, and then discuss with the audience. If you go blank, don't worry, it happens to everyone. Compose yourself, look back at your notes, look back up again, and continue as you were. Don't hold anything if you're going to be nervous, okay? So if you are nervous and you're a nervous speaker, if you hold something, you're going to be shaking, and that's not necessarily kind of like bad to see for the audience, but only for your own sake as well. You'll see that you're shaking, and then it may just become even more uncontrolled, and then before you know it, you may have just lost it, and you're really nervous. So if you are a nervous person, a nervous speaker doing presentations, don't hold anything. The room isn't going to be full of people, by the way. Okay, so don't worry, there's not going to be loads of people at all. Practice it as much as possible. So go over it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Do it in front of your mirror. Do it in front of your family members. Do it in front of your friends if it's safe, obviously, to do so at a social distance convenient, which probably won't be at the moment. So mirror, do it in front of the mirror in your family, okay? However, please practice it. Don't just go in and wing it. You can't just go into a presentation and just reel it off there and then. You have to be prepared for this, because don't forget you are going to get asked questions. So you have to be prepared for answering specific questions. As I said at the start, smile and face the audience. And at the end, we want to thank the people watching for their time. And then, so questions at the end. So what is going to be expected? So the observer will want a few minutes to talk to you about the project and ask any questions they may have. This is going to be more of a discussion, okay? This isn't going to be question, why this, why that. Like, it'll just be a discussion, kind of getting an idea of how you came to the conclusions you came to. These questions like to be general and allow you an opportunity to expand and clarify. You are going to be the one that's in control. You are the expert in this. What did you learn from your project? Maybe a certain question. Methodology. Why did you choose to do it in this way? How is this going to help you in the future, i.e. for what you're studying at university, or potentially what you wanted to study at university? career goals. It may have helped you kind of realise this is what I want to do in the future. It may have made you realise, you know what, I don't actually think I want to do this. That's absolutely fine as well. This is just you explaining your process and what you've achieved from doing this. And as I said at the start, this is more of a general conversation, so we're not going to be really quizzing you, okay? So don't stress too much. Finally, remember you are the expert on your project. I've said this all along, okay? This is a fantastic opportunity for you to actually discuss what you've found out, be proud of what you've found out, okay? So this presentation will be there for you to explain what you did and why and reflect on how it went. But mainly, in my opinion, you should really look at this as an opportunity to show off what you have learnt. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch and I'll speak with you soon. Thank you.